Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I have decided to make a series on my YouTube channel called Winter Warmers. Basically, as we get to the colder months, I love comforting, rich, indulgent, delicious food. And I'm gonna share with you my favorite winter warming recipes, all made with wholesome plant-based ingredients. I feel like there's a bit of an illusion that the only way to have comforting meals in winter is to use meat. I don't believe that. I feel like you can do it with vegetables too. And I'm gonna show you how I do it with vegetables. Make sure you give this video a like if you're into this series. And make sure you subscribe so you can see the next episodes as they roll out over the next couple of weeks. Winter warmers. Now, clearly I've just got back from the greengrocers. I've got all these delicious ingredients that we are just gonna turn into comforting, delicious meals. First one I'm gonna share with you is my Moroccan-inspired spiced stew. It is glorious. The first thing we're gonna do is get our aubergines ready by cutting these down. I sliced the aubergine into these disc-like shapes, about 1/4 inch in thickness. So they look like this. Now, when it comes to pans, non-stick are great, but I also love a stainless steel. With a lot of non-stick pans, it gets very confusing as to how toxic they can be, especially if they have little dents in or scratches in them. Are they releasing toxic fumes? It can be so hard to figure out. So a safety net I use is to kind of just use my stainless steel as much as possible. Even though I buy non-toxic pans, if I can, I'll use a stainless steel. To make this pan non-stick, you basically just need to heat it until it warms up. And then all the, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to explain it scientifically, but basically all the stainless steel gaps and holes, they just get hot and they kind of solidify. And then you know it's hot when you put a bit of olive oil on it and you'll see the olive oil just glides across the stainless steel. Then they are pretty non-stick. I can only apologize for my really poor scientific explanation. But it worked. If you want to speed up the process, you can add something heavy on top of them, and this will just squeeze out the water, because the water is what's making it spongy. And when we release that, we're left with a lot more silky aubergines. I just want to appreciate how these are not sticking to the pan and they're getting nice and silky. You know they're silky when they start kind of falling apart, because I want them to fall apart in the stew. See how easily they just come off? Now we're going to use the same pot to start building up the stew. Go back in with a bit more olive oil. Adding our onions, generous pinch of salt. Cook these down until they're nice and golden. Place in my lemon slices. Just make sure the lemons aren't waxed. Add in some tomato puree. Cook this down before adding in some gorgeous spices. Paprika, cumin, coriander. Some people can view this as a meat replacement, but I'm basically gonna add in some walnuts. I'm gonna grind them down a little bit so they're small and crumbly, and they add a really nice texture to the stew. And not only that, they are packed with minerals, vitamins, omegas. Really nice to add nuts where you can to your recipes to boost your nutrient density. If you do have a nut allergy, you can just do lentils instead of nuts, and they're packed full of protein as well. You only need like a handful. So maybe 2 handfuls. I have tiny hands. Just like that. You don't want to overpower it, but you still want to have that nutrient density and you still want to taste it a little bit. And then we crumble these down and add them straight in. Give this a really good mix to combine everything. Now I'm going to add in some sweet jammy dates. This just helps balance the citrusy lemons with that deep natural sweetness. Then add all our beautifully cooked golden aubergines. Mix these all together. Add in some oregano, some garlic, season with salt, and then I pop the lid on and just let this cook down. If you want to keep it nice and stewy, add some more veg stock. To serve, I've got fresh, fragrant coriander, but you could use any of your favorite herbs, from dill to parsley, whatever you like. Freshly cooked jasmine rice. Then I'm just gonna layer on this stew, center it with some rice, add more stew, fresh herbs, vegan creme fraiche. So delicious. And there she is. This is one of my favorite bowls of food to make. It's like rice, stew, fresh herbs, vegan creme fraiche, and then your like rice just melds in with the stewy sauce, and it's just so delicious. Oh wow, that is absolutely stunning. The lemons make this kind of slight acidic taste to it, which balances with the sweet dates. Oh. My word, this is happiness. Make this recipe, just make it. The aubergines are so silky, I can't stop eating now. I meant to go and make another recipe, but I just want to sit here and eat this. While I'm eating, I just want to say a big thank you to those of you who have been leaving comments and messaging me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every single comment that I see. It truly just warms my heart and it gets me excited about making another video. So I just want to say thank you. I see them and I really, really appreciate them. And I hope, in a way of saying thank you, is I give you these delicious recipes that you can make and they bring you as much joy as I get reading you guys' comments, so thank you. Okay, I need to put this down because I gotta keep filming before I go and pick my son up and show you another recipe, so. The next recipe I'm gonna share with you is gonna use these king oyster mushrooms. I feel like everyone knows about king oyster mushrooms now. They're just gonna bring some really chewy, meaty textures, and I'm gonna season them up really well. We're gonna make like a ginger miso broth with these, some vegetables, and a little bit of proteins on top, and it just makes a really warming, comforting, brothy, healing recipe. First thing I wanna do is start my broth. Or do I want to make my mushrooms first? Maybe we'll do the mushrooms first. Let's do the broth first. Let's do the broth first. So, heat a pan on the lowest setting you have. We're gonna slowly cook some garlic. Keep it low, otherwise the garlic will burn. Then I've got loads of ginger. I love to use loads and loads and loads of ginger. So I've got this, and I'm gonna mince this down. Just so I don't actually have chunks, I just have very minced garlic and ginger. Once these have very slowly cooked, I'm gonna add in some vegetable stock, as well as lots of miso paste. Whisk this together just to loosen the miso paste and combine everything together. The key is to not overcook the miso paste, otherwise it will start to lose its va-va-voom. It will just not taste as strong, basically. So I am going to use a big non-stick pan. This is a green pan. As far as I know, I do trust them. You first want to cook the oyster mushrooms down to release all the liquid and waters. I put this on top just to help squeeze out all that moisture from the mushrooms. Once that happens, they start to char. Beautiful golden brown char. Now I can add in my spices. I do it this way just so I don't burn my spices or make a spice soup with all the excess water. I'm using cinnamons, cloves, allspice. Season it generously with salt. I also highly recommend doing a Chinese 5-spice mix for this. I just ran out of mine. And then just keep cooking it until the spices release and get really aromatic and you're happy with the charring and the colouring on the mushroom. To add some more protein to this dish, I'm going to use some tempeh. Tempeh is like 20 grams of protein for like a little block like that. So it's really dense in protein. So just adding a little sprinkles of tempeh onto your dishes is a really nice way to just maximize the amount of protein you get in each meal. Pull apart the tempeh with your hands until they're in these tiny little chunks. Then to season them up, I've got a little bit of soy sauce and a tiny bit of agave and give it a quick mix. This is a very quick marinade. Then saute them in the pan until they actually get crispy and golden. This was so warming and stunning. Time for the taste test. Oh wow. Oh. And the ginger garlic miso broth. Oh. That's so nice with the fresh mint on top. It's umami, gingery, garlicky, herbaceous. The mint, even though you add it on just at the end, when it soaks into that broth, it just creates that minty aroma throughout. It's Wow, I hope you enjoyed these recipes as much as I have. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like the recipes and subscribe to my channel to see what's happening on my next winter warmer installment. Maybe I'll do I did a no beef stew like 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I haven't done one like that in a while. As I've got older, the way that I cook is constantly improving, so I wonder if there are some tweaks I can do to that to make it extra special, or if there's any particular winter warmer, autumny, wintry dishes that you want me to create in a plant-based way that is full of nutrients. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support and the comments and the conversation. I can't thank you enough. This is a mess. I've literally just finished in time before I need to go and pick up my son from his Montessori. And honestly, my tech equipment, I spent half an hour, I just filmed these myself, right? And I spent half an hour because my cable decided it didn't recognize the camera anymore. But I hope this video is still amazing. And I'm rambling because I don't want to leave you guys, clearly. I'll see you next time. Bye.